Well, the partial government shutdown has been underway for more than a month now, but South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham says this needs to end. He hopes it's in sight. We caught up with Senator Graham today in Greenville at his office there to talk about the path forward, and that's where we find Fox Carolina's Margaret Burnquist. So, Margaret, could a compromise be near?
That's what Senator Graham was saying. He was in his office this afternoon, and he's headed to Washington, D.C. tonight. He's set to have a meeting with President Trump tomorrow morning. He told local media in his office that he's worked with Democrats, including Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois, on an idea that would reopen the government and find compromise. And I'll get to those details in just a second. But first, the president's plan offered on Saturday offers temporary protections for Dreamers and extensions of the temporary protected status, or TPS, for 300,000 other immigrants whose status faces expiration. It's all in exchange for border wall money and extra border security measures. Now, after his announcement Saturday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called the president's proposal a non-starter. She says it's made up of previously rejected initiatives. But Senator Graham says the president's offer should be considered a breakthrough, and he wishes Democrats would do something to meet him in the middle. He says a deal to end the partial U.S. government shutdown could be reached in days if Speaker Pelosi would agree to one thing.
I think if you could have the Speaker of the House indicate to President Trump and the rest of us that anything that passed the Senate in a bipartisan fashion would be taken up by the House, that would guarantee us a pathway forward.
He says if Pelosi agrees to take up a bipartisan bill when it comes her way, he would urge President Trump to sign a continuing resolution that would reopen the government, with the understanding that the Senate would take up his proposal to be amended. That way, he says, a compromise could be reached in a matter of days. Senator Graham says right now the president certainly has a dilemma. He says if the Senate makes amendments and finds compromise in his plan, it wouldn't matter and it wouldn't go anywhere in the House, with the Speaker having said that she wouldn't give a dollar for the wall. So they're really looking for Democrats to meet him halfway there. Coming up at 5 o'clock, his message to furloughed federal workers as the shutdown stretches into its 32nd day. Reporting live in downtown Greenville, Margaret Burnquist, Fox Carolina News.